What's up, y'all? Hardway Wrestling is back in town yet again.
Woohoo!
You could be more enthused. That'd be great. So we're back with a different kind of theme for today's show. We're looking at catchphrases.
That's right.
Throughout the wrestling universe. Obviously, all before AEW because AEW doesn't have any good ones. But yeah.
Wait a minute. Now they got. I can't. The only one I can think of is "Scissor Me, Daddy Ass." That's the only one.
Okay,
I
so
can
that
think
one, but I also think of MJF with "I'm better than you,"
and I know it.
and I know
yeah,
it.
But didn't he steal that? Didn't he steal that from Punk?
No,
that's all his.
So he's so best in the world from Punk, but that's all another issue.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay,
so
if you say so.
We're gonna look at the comments under our Facebook post that Jason put out for catchphrases from the people in our Facebook group.
Wait a minute, let's do ours first.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like we're gonna talk about them.
Oh yeah. We're gonna and listen. We're gonna shout you out if you make comments in our Facebook feed or YouTube. We're going to shout you out. We appreciate you engaging with us.
Yeah, it makes our lives entertaining.
Absolutely.
So I have my top 5 list ready. I'm interested to see what you two guys have. I went with more obscure ones a little bit. Obviously, there are a couple that are synonymous with wrestling. So
yeah.
All right. So do it like this. Wyatt, you go first. Scott, then you pick one, and then I'll go. That way, we're not stepping on each other.
Okay.
Fair. So at number 5, from the world. Wow. Okay.
What is?
The Road Warriors.
Got it.
We snack on danger and dine on death.
Oh, that's the good one.
I went the metal way.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4 obviously is rest in peace.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
No, I want to introduce them, then you pick them.
Oh, you okay? So you're doing all yours.
Yes, and then you guys pick them.
Got it.
All right. So number 4, obviously Taker with rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
But no, wait, man. You got to do the voice. You got to do the voice. You have to. Yeah, you got to do the voice. Thank you, Scott. Help him out.
And then we have the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will ever be. Bret Hart.
There we go.
All right.
I'm a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun.
Woo!
And then at number 1, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Okay.
So those are my 5 picks. Shut up.
Let me turn that off.
Tell your hoe that we're recording.
It's one of my work.
That's right. I should probably. Yeah.
Yeah, my phone's muted for this.
Yeah.
So obviously, those are, in my opinion, I picked the best 5 that I could find.
Mm-hmm.
Bleacher Report had the best 25, and a lot of these were not even in the top 10.
Really interesting.
So why did you pick these, Wyatt? I mean, why are these catchphrases the ones that you picked?
Okay, so number 5
I already know this one.
is one of my biggest WWE action figure purchases in my life. The Road Warrior tag team, which was like $275.
Is that the Superstars one?
Yeah, classic Superstars.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Jealous?
Obviously, Taker has been a big thing for WWE for a long time. And no matter what, you'll always hear it and always, picture rest in peace as Takers. And obviously, Bret the Hitman Hart. I have his figure upstairs, but synonymous with WWE. Everybody remembers the Montreal Screwjob.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Ric Flair, drunk most of the time. And Stone Cold, man. And by the way, his beer is fucking amazing.
Yes, his beer.
Oh. See, I'm not a beer guy, and it broke my taste buds. Is what it did.
I love Broken Skull.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Wow.
Well, Stone Cold, if we ever get big enough, don't have us because
Yeah, we won't have you on.
I'm a sucker for Stone.
The Broken Skull was amazing.
Yeah, maybe it's because I have a mealy mouth.
Yeah.
But I mean, and again, Stone Cold, synonymous WWE, but even just this one isn't enough for Stone Cold. I mean, you have, the what chants from him, can I get a hell yeah? I mean, there's a lot this man produced in his career.
That's for sure.
But this one is the most synonymous, I think, with the WWE. And just wrestling in general.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. All right, good job. Good job there, Spivey.
Thanks, Daddy.
Let's Oh shit! All right, Scotty
He
the body.
didn't know where to go with that one.
You
He
fucked
did
me up.
not
I don't
know.
usually get. I usually get tripped up, but when somebody goes, "Oh, Daddy," and it's a dude, I don't know. Thank you, Sunny Kiss. Okay,
Hey, man.
let's move on to let's Scott. Scott, what do you got?
All right. So in no particular order,
Okay.
top 5 best catchphrases. In my view, Ric Flair, to be the man, woo, you gotta beat the man.
There you go. There you go.
Definitely, Stone Cold's, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Gotcha.
Always a classic, always a classic. Oh crap, I had one that and another Stone Cold line, one he only used one time, but it's still one of those iconic moments. If you guys, well, Jason might remember back to a SmackDown episode where Austin was having a fight in a grocery store with Booker T.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and after he puts him on the checkout belt and yada yada at the end of the match, as he's walking out the door, he looks over his shoulder and yells, "Price check on a jackass." So to me, still one of my, like, again, he only used it once, but it's still like an iconic Stone Cold line. And I've always said, I even told somebody the other day, if I were still working normal retail, if I were to ever have gotten fired, well, I have.
Don't put that out there, because I can spill it if you want.
Yeah.
But
we'll talk about that on another episode.
I always wanted to go out by getting on the intercom and yelling that through the intercom on my way out the door.
Gotcha. Well, you might still get a shot at that.
Oh, you never know.
I mean, you do work in a Walmart.
So,
Walmarts. You just,
yeah.
Jake the Snake in any of these lists?
Again, something is a little off kilter, but it's, it just Macho Man's, oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
oh yeah. I
You know
just
what's funny?
think about it.
That's not even in the comment section for our Facebook group. Macho Man never have made it onto this list.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably number 5. Yeah, like, again, I hate to be a mark for it, but I mean,
It's okay. This is Mark Day. It's Friday Mark Day. It's cool. It's
the Rock. I mean, you got to go with the classic Rock with if you smell what
hey,
the Rock
Hey.
is cooking.
hey,
Ladies,
do that
He
again.
is single.
Do that again. Hello.
And for a good reason. So
And again, that one never made it into the Facebook group.
I'm honestly
so
surprised.
far out of the 5 that I've listed and the 5 that you've listed, the only one that is matched comes from Randy Chris.
Oh,
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Again, such a classic. Like, I mean, and I mean, like, if you even wanted to go, again, I hate going Austin centric, but it is so true. You quote your Proverbs in your John 3:16, but Austin 3:16 says, "I just whipped your ass."
there you go.
Another absolute classic. So,
all right,
That's
Jason.
that was the kickoff to Stone Cold, by the way. That was
yeah, of course.
That was the jump off point.
That's what turned Stone Cold into Stone Cold. Like,
All right, Jason, what do you
All right,
got?
well, I got 8 of them on my list here. I don't have to go through all 8,
shit.
but none of them, you guys picked.
oh, interesting.
All right, I'm interested.
So there were certain things when I was growing up that I was fan of. I've always been a fan of wrestling. I've always had people over to my house and tried to kick their ass for whatever reason because I was a big wrestling fan. I could never get kids to come over and play with me because I always wanted to wrestle them. So some of these guys were just synonymous with my childhood. Right. So one that just made my list. He's last on the list, but the Boogeyman, because he scared the absolute dog piss out of me. Right.
He scared
I'm
everybody the same.
Yeah. The dude, the worms. I mean, it's still to this day, it makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm the Boogeyman. I'm coming to get you. And like,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
that was
no,
it.
no,
Like, I
it-
got chills.
you
right
gotta do-
now,
you gotta
bro,
do it
just
right.
saying it.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get ya.
Oh my goodness. Can you do that with your, can you do that at the end of that, Scotty?
This
right.
episode's gotten weird.
Yeah, it did. It took a turn there when Scotty put his tongue out of his lips. All right. So, yeah, Cactus Jack I was always a big fan of Cactus Jack.
Okay.
Any time that I, jerked around and wrestled with somebody, I was forever pulling a sock out of my crotch and putting it in their mouth. But the whole bang bang,
Okay.
that's just synonymous. Anytime I hear a gun go off, I think of Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Old ECW, or not ECW, but old WCW, DDP. It's me, it's me, it's DDP. Right? So that was always a big one for me. He was one of my favorite WCW wrestlers.
Maybe we can convince Scott to join his yoga program.
No, yogurt,
Yoga.
not yogurt, Scott. Yoga. Relax. Honorable. One thing when I first started wrestling in the late '90s, I used this line, and some of the guys I wrestled with just tore me to
Everyone
pieces.
being a fucking mark.
Yeah.
I was definitely still a mark. I'm still a mark today. But I won my first match, but it was more like a double disqualification. But I look at it as a win, and it was Goldberg's line, "Who's next?" I used that line, and as soon as I walked back through the curtain, I was like, I am such an idiot. And everybody, all the guys were like, okay.
We
You don't want to use Hogan's line, So, all right. So number 2 on my list is Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother, when the Hulkamania runs wild on you? I mean, how does Hulk Hogan not make any of y'all's list?
That's true. It's true.
I can give you one.
Well, he's had his times. Okay, he's had a rough time here over the last few years. So,
And the guy he employs at his Clearwater shop's an idiot.
but one of my favorite lines of all time, and this guy's had a million of them. He's made himself over and over again over the years, is Chris Jericho. And when he looked at you and said, "Hey, what did you say? You just made the list." He did that the other night, and we talked about it. He did that the other night on the pay-per-view, and what was it, the pay-per-view? No, the leading up to the pay-per-view,
Yeah, it was
the
leading up to the
contract signing.
pay-per-view.
I lost it. Freaking lost it. I love Chris Jericho. I love that he just reinvents himself at all times. And please,
Why don't you go marry him? If you love him so much, go marry him.
bring back the list.
Well,
Scott, he wouldn't marry me because I don't have the tongue that you have. So,
Fair.
but anyway, that's my list. There's a million of them out there. Yeah, so that's my list.
So on the Facebook group, obviously we talked about Randy Christ with the Stone Cold. AJ Atwell put "Hello, ladies,"
All right, little Val Venus.
Hello,
good-
lady.
which is a good way to start it. And then Joshua, I'm gonna butcher this last name.
Leininger.
Leininger. Thank you.
Josh Leininger. Yep.
I love me some me
Ooh,
is what he put.
I
Who is
love
that?
me some me. And I cannot, I thought that was Dennis Rodman who said that.
Honestly, doesn't sound bad.
Who, do you know who it is?
I have no clue. That does not ring a bell with me.
Josh,
Hold on,
you
we
might
must do some we must do some research.
I'm doing it right now. No.
Who else would that have been?
Cool, it doesn't exist. I love me some hot boys.
Is that what came up on yours too? We gotta change. We gotta change our browser history.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I'm not seeing much there.
Type in who said.
I don't.
Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens is the one that says, "I love me some me."
Wait, I knew it was some kind of athlete.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Terrell, yeah, okay. I can vibe
All
with
right,
that.
that,
I get
Shut
it.
up, Josh. That was just dumb. Don't waste our time, Josh. Don't waste our time with that shit.
And then we have Herb Young, who says, and if you aren't down with that, we got two
two
words for you.
That was on my list.
Yeah.
Sucking.
How many times did I can count on 3 hands how many times I was kicked out of class for saying suck it.
Suck it. Yep.
And then the last one comes from again Randy Christ saying, "Can't forget diamonds are forever."
That's right.
So there you go.
Right. And
It's
going
so
back
hard
to
for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilt liquor bars from one side of the world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. And it's hard for me to keep these alligators down.
Can we talk about how he has that memorized and I should be very upset with him about that?
Well, I mean, that's like, to me, that's the same deal as the Dusty Rhodes promo from The Garden, where he's like, oh, dang, now I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's the one where he, Superstar Billy Graham, he cuts against Billy Graham promo.
You can't do it
Freak,
off
I
the top of your
can't
head.
remember it. Anyways,
Can't
but
do it off the top of your head, Scott.
it was on the top of my head at one point. Now I can't remember it.
All right.
But no, going back to one of the things, the DX stuff, that's another one that comes to mind is when you hear the music.
Let's
and
get
you
ready
hear-
to suck it.
Well, no, you hear the music come in, you hear, oh, you didn't know? As soon as you hit, like, I pop for that every time because I
Dude, the
lo-
pulse,
like,
the
I
pulse is
didn't
where I
know-
gets
so
me.
my history in wrestling goes, I was an 80s kid, watched, stuff up
I don't have
until,
an answer for that.
okay, thank you.
Thanks, Theory.
I was an 80s kid, watched Hulk Hogan through the early 90s, was watching up until WWE took all their programming off of regular network television. My parents didn't want to buy cable, so I never saw wrestling. I literally stopped right around Brett and Owen, which was a travesty because I was really invested in the whole Brett and Owen feud. And then they bring SmackDown back in '99 onto regular network television. And I didn't know who the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn were. I had no idea about the New Age Outlaws. And when they reunited on SmackDown, like 3 weeks into the the first run of SmackDown, I just was like, oh, this is a really cool tag team. And then after that, every time they came out, I always pop for their entrance. So, oh, you didn't know? Always still one of my favorites. So
I got one for you. Tell me who this is. You know they say all men are created equal. But you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak. I'm not normal. That's for sure. That's for sure. So you got 25% at best of beating me. And, adding Kurt Angle into the mix, your chances of winning or drastically go down. See, that's a 3-way at Sacrifice. You got a 33 1/3 chance of winning, but I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning.
yep.
Because Kurt Angle knows. Huh?
What is it? Who is it?
Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, no, I messed up. You have a chance of winning. So if you go one-on-one and then you add 66 2/3%, I got a 141 2/3% chance of winning in Sacrifice, Samoa Joe. The numbers don't lie. It spells disaster for you at Sacrifice.
Steiner math.
Big booty daddy.
The funniest freaking promo you will ever hear Scott Steiner give is Steiner math. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know how he managed to do that.
Why
with
you
a straight face.
well, all the math really adds up, Scott, if you think about it. Why have you ever heard that promo?
No, I have not heard that promo.
You have got to watch that promo.
You just need to watch it once to never understand it.
Cool.
You'll never understand it, but at the same time, it's like it's such a good promo that you kind of watch it over and over again because it's Scott Steiner delivering it. It's like Big Papa Pump, it will always be the Steiners will always be one of my favorite tag teams because Rick was always good at the promos, but when Scotty got on his own and started doing his stuff, Scotty really had this thing about, especially as a heel, his promos were some of the best I've ever seen. So that was always that. Yeah, Steiner Math is such a classic promo.
All right. So that will do it for this episode on our catchphrases this week.
Thanks for everybody who contributed, really.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, it's insane. I mean, we're already at 12 subscribers on YouTube.
What?
Yeah.
12?
We're getting up there. I mean,
What are we going to do when we hit 100?
So once we hit 100, so Jason and I are now both contributors to Pro Wrestling Crate. Once we open those boxes, we will be sending out t-shirts once we hit 100 subscribers. I did the premium box with a chance of an autograph and a couple other stuff.
That's what I have.
I want to put stuff on the wall.
Yeah. We'll talk off air about that. I might end up putting some money into that myself. So.
But again, once we hit 100 subscribers, we'll be sending t-shirts out. I'm currently trying to figure that out. But hey, that's it for this episode.
We also have our own gear coming.
Yeah, we've only been together for 2 weeks. We have merch dropping soon.
We will be there. We will be on Pro Wrestling Tees. There will be a Hardway Wrestling Pro Box. No.
But yeah, we have sweatshirts and t-shirts coming out soon. We are super stoked for it. And the logo will be used on the intro now. And the logo is really well done.
Kind of looks like this right here.
Yeah, no, literally. I mean, you got Meatball, Baldy, and me.
You do got the best hair out of all of us.
Yeah.
Damn
I'll tell you, it looks like you take care of that thing.
I try. It's conditioning, buddy. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this week's episode on catchphrases.